Well, let's have a look at some other stocks. Again, some nice requests here. And one of my favorites is Remgro. If we look at this company, I mean, this is a slow mover. I mean, when it fell the other day, a friend of mine said, yes, Frans, it is a slow mover, but can you remember how it fell? So, yes, it wasn't a slow mover when it fell from 192 to 80 Rand. That was in a matter of 4 months. That is unbelievable for a company like Remgro. But we must also believe that it also unbundled First Rand and Rand Merchant Bank out of there. But, I mean, this slow mover is slowly but surely surprising us. And look at the 40-week moving average here. And Hello asked about Remgro. This is the 40-week, but let's just add another one in there. I want to add the 20-week moving average in there because there's maybe an interesting scenario here. Let's put in the 20-week moving average here. Well, as Remgro, I called it on the show as a nice chart at around 100 Rand. There was about the level 100 Rand. But what do we see here now? There's the 40-week moving average, and there's the 20-week moving average. And can you see that there's a cross? This cross we call a golden cross. And we also had this right at the top where it was a dead cross. Now, sometimes you do get it, it's a golden cross, but it rallied and break through, but that is part of technical analysis. I've said it on the show many a time. Remember, this is not an exact science. Technical analysis, we know, is a science that more or less 80% correct, and sometimes you're horribly wrong. But it's also in the case of fundamentals. You can believe that the company is a wonderful company, and suddenly the company disappoints, and it falls on a heap. If you look at Remgro here, above 100 Rand, there was the golden cross. That's positive for me. And I will say, while it's above 100 Rand, I like the chart. The next move will be, and that will be, Remgro must get above this resistance line. Hello, there's your line. It must get above 108.52. If it breaks above 108.52, we can see the next leg to the upside. And what I like about the stock is, at the moment, is what we call, it's climbing the wall of worry. Because everybody is saying, yes, but Remgro unbundled the other companies. They just like a shell nowadays. They don't make a lot of money. What we can say is they're sitting on a lot of cash. And above 108.30, I'll be happy with the stock. I will, in actual fact, accumulate if I've got a few of those stocks. I will use my stop loss as 102.61. While it is above 102.61, I'm still happy, especially 100 Rand. I will say to myself, stick to that 102.61 as a stop loss if you add to your position above there. And if it breaks above that, where's our next resistance? Can you believe that next resistance is sitting at 118 Rand and 95 cents? Well, John, you asked about AB InBev, and you believe that the company is a good Rand hedge, and that is quite right. I just want to get it there. There's Anheuser-Busch. Just want to take out that other moving averages so that I don't confuse the viewer. There you are. I mean, if I look at the stock, the big important thing here is for me, it must hold above this support line. And there you are. There's the big one. There's the line. You are. So, it must keep above that line, but what worries me a little bit on AB InBev, and I know you're looking at a weaker Rand, and you know that it is maybe a good dividend pair in time to come, and it is also true that if all the lockdowns are over and done and the world has sorted themselves out, we can maybe see people returning to bars again. But if we look at this chart, what do we see here? It's first of all in a downtrend, all the way from 1800 Rand, it's now at 920. Can you see this is an ascending channel? Now, ascending channel is always a warning channel that tells you, listen, can maybe break the downside. And this is the important thing here. If you see that the stock gets below, and there's the support line, 881 Rand and 80 cents. If it breaks below 881.80 cents, what can we see? We can actually see that the stock can maybe surprise us all the way to the downside. And I just wanted to use that width and I want to extend it to the downside. There you are. And it can take the stock all the way to that low of around 700 Rand. So I'm happy about, I like the company, and I mean it's a good company, but I'm not happy about the chart. The chart worries me a little bit, but I mean it can always go up and then eventually break above it. It's early days here, unless if you want, unless John, if you want to buy as close as possible to this line, let's call it at 887 Rand, and you maybe make use of a stop loss of 892. Yes, then you can do it, and then you can trade it maybe to the top of this line. But I'm a little bit nervous. If this breaks to the downside, it can take the stock lower. Let's have a look at Kumba. Sipho asked about Kumba. I mean, this is one of the iron ore world. This is one of the leaders in iron ore in the world. They've got top quality iron ore, and they sell it across the world, especially China is very keen on it. But what I don't like about this chart is the following. Have a look here. There's a tiny double top. A double top is never a good scenario on a stock, and especially not on a commodity counter, because we know commodity counters are cyclical. Let's have a look here. Double top low is that line there. What happened? Remember, this is a weekly chart. We're already moving below this, below 606 Rand. And the double top will only be wiped off the table above 685 Rand. So in actual fact, this double top that we see here has already kicked in. That's not good news. And the same here is with an ascending channel. We've got the same thing. Extend it to the downside. Excuse me. And if we below that support line and it turned into a resistance, it can take the stock down to 526. There's something else that bothers me. Remember this rally that's going from March 2020 from 222 to 650. Have a look here. This chart is maybe telling us that the iron ore price has rallied way above its means. And what do we see here? While we're below this 606 and the double top is in action, we also broke this up again, this rally. And that makes me a little bit nervous. I don't like this chart. A double top, it's in play. It can maybe take the stock lower. Sipho, I will definitely not buy the stock. In actual fact, if I've got the stock, I will find a place of a rally while it is below this, let's call it this uptrend line. I will rather take my profit and go. I will not add to a position now. Apart from the beautiful rally, this chart is worrying me. And remember, a double top is always one of the dangerous formations that you can get, most dangerous. I always look out for dangerous formations. The one is a double top, and the other one is a head and shoulder. On the other hand, for a move to the upside, it is a double bottom and the inverse head and shoulder that always treated me well. Well, let's have a look at Growth Point. Dani asked about Growth Point. Maybe he's keen on the property sector. I just want to put there. There is Growth Point. It looks like almost a Remgro chart here. It's slowly but surely holding its own. Let's do the same. Let's do a 40-week moving average there. Let's just see. Let's do a 40-week. Okay. Let's do a 20-week as well. Let's just see. Maybe there's also a golden cross there. There you are. Growth Point. Well, can you believe that? We're almost on the brink of having a golden cross. So if I look at this chart, Dani, I like this chart. I know they've got, I know there's plenty empty shops. What I like about this chart, I mean, the low was around 10 Rand 38. Now at 1386, it looks like there's maybe going a lower low is going to develop. But remember, this is a weekly chart. And for me, I will like this chart even more above this line here. There you are. Let's throw it in there, Dani. There you are. There was the low, a higher low, and above this line, and that will be above 14 Rand 53 cents, we will see another higher high. Although it's from a very low base, but that will be positive. So if I have got the stock, I will actually accumulate above 14.53, because if it breaks above that 14.53, this cross of the moving averages will give us a golden cross. Look what happened before. It also gave us a dead cross there, but now we've got a golden cross maybe there. Buy above 14.53, and I will make use of my stop loss of, there's your line, 13 Rand and 65 cents. And again, just a little note. While the market had such a beautiful rally, I think if you buy stocks now, don't go in with all that you've got. Let's say you want to invest 10,000 Rand, rather just put down 1,000 Rand first and just feel, because if the rest of the market is going to correct, you can maybe see that even some of these stocks can also pull back. Although, if coming from a very low base, they can maybe drop a 5 or a 6%. Then they can give us another higher low. They can maybe confirm the golden cross, and then you know that you're in the right direction, and then you add up. It is just a period in the market. All markets are almost worldwide at record highs, and the Nasdaq already warned, and I think our next warning will come out of the S&P 500. If the S&P 500 starts to crack, then suddenly you will see the rest of the world is very, very, very nervous, and then people will also start to lock in profits there. And I think then the whole world will maybe just say, let's take a little bit of the money off the market. So, well, thank you for watching the show. Visit our website, www.fransdeklerk.com, for more info, and once again, we will chat again.